Welcome to another edition of A Strange New Pod. I'm your captain and host, Julian Brown, alongside the best bridge crew this side of a Dabo table. I screwed that up so badly because I had a typo in my intro. Oh
He's
my
like
God.
Adobo?
Ooh,
Let's do that again. We're live, ladies and gentlemen.
It's because Filipino. It's a Filipino movie. Or food, not movie. God,
Adobo. Oh, I love being live and screwing up right at the intro. That means our episode's going to frickin'
We're
rock.
real.
I'm going to edit that out anyway. It doesn't matter.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Alongside the best bridge crew this side of a Dabo table, our resident miracle worker, Rear Admiral Eric, the board queen of puns, Lieutenant Brittany, our walking, talking memory alpha, Lieutenant Hawk, the ensign admiral of everything, Aaron, and the new proud owner of an Ethan Peck Spock cardboard standee cutout.
It's incredible.
You can see him without his head. Commander Giraffe, glory to you in your houses. Whose lobes are tingling tonight?
That's a that's a
My
two-hand
lobes are always
job.
tingling.
Oh my God, we can only see an inappropriate part of Ethan Peck on Giraffe.
Oh boy.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. There's the head.
Welcome to the show, Ethan Peck. We've been wanting to have you on.
It's true.
For a while.
Oh yeah.
His eyebrows are impeccable. Impeccable.
Do we have a Do we have a release date, Mr. Peck, for a trailer for Strange New Worlds? No, you don't have that kind of information. Get off the show.
He's under
This is
NDA.
a Prodigy episode.
My bridge.
Get off my bridge, Ethan Peck.
Oh.
Get off my bridge.
Something tells me he's bored of us.
Yeah, I think he's over it.
Womp womp womp. That fell flat.
Oh no, no,
It's good.
Oh boy, Eric really just wants to get the show over with.
Nah, lies. I feel like Captain Kirk going on the Enterprise for the first time. But
Yeah.
You know,
but
if I stand really still the whole episode, I'll look like a clown.
with Andorian shingles.
Yes, exactly.
And Dorian Shingle.
You've got numb tongue?
You have numb tongue?
My
Romulans.
I thought we had
This
Ethan
week.
Peck in the background.
Oh god.
Look, I did one.
Put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
You guys didn't like the cardboard cutout version of me. I tried really hard.
All right, a lot of you guys are going down on the pecking order right now. I'm just letting
Oh.
you know right
He's
now.
not even in the show. I don't know why we're doing this, spiraling out of control.
This week. Oh my god. Go ahead.
I just want to say that I blame Erin for this because I think it needs to be said.
I bought this thing mid-December and I have been cackling every moment. It came in like 5 days, by the way. It came really fast.
StarTrek.com shop shipping is really good.
Yeah, so there you go. This is a
'Cause they
commercial for them,
transport.
even though we don't get a kickback. But you guys, it came, and I didn't expect, like, the package it came in wasn't, like, the size that I thought it would be. And it didn't say Star Trek on it, so I was like, what the hell is this? And then I opened it up, and it's just me and my house and my dog, and I'm just, like,
It was like,
cackling
boing.
out loud, laughing my face off. I called Rob from the pod, and I was like, oh my God, and he was cackling. And all I've been doing since, until the moment Giraffe opened it up, is teasing her about what I got her for Christmas, and the joy it has brought me.
I
Yes.
completely bought last week when you said that you didn't get her one, and I was like, I would have gotten her one. And
Hey,
then,
listen,
yeah,
I'm not an actor, but I live in LA with liars everywhere. So I
you've
picked
literally
something up.
been on a TV show. You've literally
I have
been on a TV show on multiple episodes. Anyway, we have a new viewer on Twitch tonight, folks. We are saying hello to Galaxy Star Queen 77, who says, "Evening, everyone. Look at all these beautiful people and that ray of punshine." Hello.
Me.
Gary.
Aw. Oh, it is only just begun with the pun.
Welcome,
Oh,
Galaxy
Lord.
Star
I
Queen.
love
We saw
it.
you followed us the other day. You sent us some nice tweets. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the collective. Let's get into this, guys. This week, the Ferengi are back, though there wasn't a lot of Latinum, which was a little disappointing. We've now had a really cool, like, kind of old-timey, respectful Ferengi in Lower Decks. We've had a Starfleet captain and a bartender in Disco season 4. And now Prodigy brings us back to their conniving ways with Nandi. How does the crew react when a first contact mission with Dahl's old mentor, being Nandi, goes sideways? And what secrets does Janeway uncover while putting together the story of the Protostar's troubled past, along with Chakotay? We're going to break it all down. It's going to be fun, as always. But first, Giraffe, you're up this week. We need to thank our patrons at the Ready Room level and above.
I think our guests should, like, thank the patrons. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah. Say it for us.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you, patrons. Thank you to Simon Stager, Jeff Reeve, Maria Gossett, Ken Stein, Tina Alexander, Joe Saparito, Noe Santos, Kung Hei, Haven, Takako Nagumo, Kara Kennedy, Mark, Fernanda Nogales, SMK,
Smick.
Smick,
Don't do that to Giraffe.
Wait, I lost my line.
Oh no.
Lion.
Yan
Ian.
Davis, Ian, that who has a picture with Ethan Peck on his Twitter profile, by the way. Amy Grace and Laura Linderman. How did I do?
Wow.
You killed it.
Good
You killed it
job,
this week. That was your
Ethan.
best one.
Great job doing ventriloquy, Ethan.
You did.
You're gonna have to teach us later
Yeah.
for sure.
Most
You
illogical.
mentioned there wasn't a lot of Latinum this week, but actually, Giraffe and I actually got to see some real Latinum this week.
Oh yeah, you guys were at that
Yeah,
really
that's
cool
true.
exhibit.
Real
We went to
Latinum.
there's an exhibit in Los Angeles at the what's the museum, Giraffe?
The Skirball Cultural Center. It's near the Getty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
So
they had
I've
this
dragged-
amazing exhibit.
I've been trying to drag everybody to that exhibit. It took me 2 months, 3 months.
Finally, sorry,
But-
Haven.
I managed, and we had great
Nice.
fun. It's an
Sonika!
incredible exhibit for any Star Trek fan. It's so fun. The costumes, there's like every single
There's like a
series, there's
Jeffries tube we got to walk through or
Ooh.
crawl
We
through.
crawled through a Jeffries tube. We went into a Borg alcove. We did the
We got
transporter.
transported.
Your
Yeah,
your
uh,
transporter pose was spot on.
Was Spock?
Oh, yeah.
Spock on? Oh, damn it.
There were like tribbles everywhere. We got to create our own little episode, which we should share on the Discord. It's
Yeah.
real funny. But it was
boy.
like really nicely done, and they had a lot of interesting stuff that I kind of didn't expect. They had a full-on one of the Borg cubes that they used for filming First Contact.
Oh,
They
cool.
had that-
Yeah.
And it was massive, and it was
Mhm.
just really well done, and it was $18. So
Janeway-
I highly recommend.
Janeway costume. They had the costume from
Mhm.
Lethe, like that magnificent white gown that wears Sonic Martin Green as
yeah.
she graduates.
I saw those heels.
Uh,
Oh,
you posted
Giraffe
it.
wants those heels.
I was like,
Ah,
I'm
"Hol-
gonna
I
source
imagined
those.
you wearing them. I was like, she could do this.
I want these shoes so bad, so bad.
please.
They're so
So,
Drop the
gorgeous.
designs, Gersha.
so your drive to LA or Las Vegas, was that when a bus honked at you, Giraffe?
What?
Was it a bus?
No, it was okay.
that
back
was a
up.
different thing?
It was
Eric's
That-
sick.
that-
Ignore him.
What are you
He's out of
talking
it.
about?
There's a picture she
Erin is
posted the other day.
okay. The picture I
This is from
posted
the
the other day
wedding.
is from my wedding.
Oh,
Enjoy
okay.
the chaos,
I
everyone.
wasn't sure if you were wearing the same
We're
thing
not
on the
getting to
way.
the show anytime
If
soon.
you just joined our podcast, just so you know, Giraffe got married about a year now back, and she went to Vegas and got Star Trek married. I don't know if you guys felt that pause, but that
Star
was me
Trek
As,
not
married
saying
as
the
is-
words.
opposed to Star
Yeah.
Wars married.
It's a little more
No,
official
but
than
like
regular
in
marriage.
uniform, she got married by Spock. It
Yeah.
was
Did
amazing.
I did?
I was
Mhm.
there for the end because I got the time wrong.
Yeah, and it was
On
like, "What's
Zoom.
happening here? I just got married, Julie."
She's like, I got married already.
Yeah, I missed
He's
it
like,
too.
well,
Yeah.
I
crap.
witnessed it. I was
Um,
at
By
work.
the most serious Spock impersonator ever. Like
I
he
have
said,
to
he never
say,
broke character.
this is what happens on the pod when all 6 of us are.
No, it's true. We share one brain cell, and the brain cell is with the Ethan Peck stand-in. Okay, so none of us
Oh
even
my God,
have
there's
it right
7
now.
of us.
But this is
There
there's
are.
6. There's 7. Oh yes, there's
There's
7.
8.
Oh,
Uhura's
seven.
and
back
a
there.
hurrah,
There's
eight.
Oh, yeah,
always
we got
Uhura,
Uhura.
so-
I have
Um,
me behind me. I don't think that counts for another.
Speaking of
It
fun things, we have a quick bit of news. This is an idea I had around a year ago when we first got that soundbite of why can't I remember her name right now? The Cation doctor on Lower Decks, to Tayana.
Tana.
Kahani.
Yeah,
Tana.
she was like,
Tiana.
she gets
She's like,
messed up
if you
with a
want to goof
mattress.
around, go to Starbase
Yeah,
80.
Starbase 80.
And the guy goes, oh, damn, Starbase 80.
80.
And I was like, oh man, I forgot who I told on the pod, but I was like, I really want to start a Starbase 80 Twitter account. And that like stewed around in my brain for a year. And I saw people like on our Discord posting like fun things with fan fiction. And I'm like, we can all act as members of this horrible starbase that Starfleet just neglects and create a Starbase 80 Twitter account. So if you've seen it around, that's us.
They
It's
say
already-
you really mean amazing.
It's like Animal House, but in Starbase.
Yeah, exactly. It's already a ton of fun. The
Every
whole
tweet
point
is
of it,
chaos.
yeah, the whole point of it is to give you a laugh or two in the morning, evening, whenever you see it. We hope you enjoy it. If you're on our Discord and want to contribute some tweets that might get posted to that, we have a whole thread going where you could write a funny little blurb, and we may or may not post it in there. If it's chaotic enough, it's probably going
Here,
on.
I'll make it easier.
Chaos, chaos.
Where is this? I'm making
It's
a
like a
Starbase
giant-
80 section.
All right,
it's
so
like a
he's
giant
officially
LARP.
making a
Yes.
Starbase 80 section.
It's a giant role play. It's a giant LARP. Become the ensigns you want to be, the lieutenants, whatever. Insert yourselves. Make this hilarious.
It's already.
Eric,
I'm
what
already
is
having
this
so much
outfit
fun.
you're
with it.
wearing, by the way? I like that.
He's
is
in
it a
pajamas
full-
'cause
I'm
he's
in-
sick.
I'm in pajamas.
But is it in full? Is this a full footy situation, or
the
is this
Joker?
just
No
a-
foot.
Oh, it
No
is.
foot, but it is a full onesie.
I think you need to take them
Stand
off
up,
if they
let
don't
us
have
see it,
foots
let us
on.
see it.
No footies, no pajamas.
No.
Oh no, I didn't say take it off. I just
my
This
said
is
stand
a
up, let us
PG
see
show.
it.
did.
Shame on me.
This is
Oops.
for children.
Oh, okay. This has
Uh,
already gotten way
Hey, you
off
guys
the
segue.
want to
rails.
talk about Star Trek?
Yeah, let's
we
talk about
haven't
Star
started
Trek.
yet. We haven't
Yeah.
started
We
yet.
are
but it's-
because we're getting in to the Strange New Loop.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it is the
Yes.
Strange New Loop. And
Hot spy, baby.
here's the deal. If we had transporter technology today, what would you use it for in your everyday life besides transporting yourself somewhere? Aaron, you raised your hand first. What do you got?
I just recently came back from a trip from New Orleans. I would use it to transport Sazeracs from New Orleans to me so I could drink them in my house.
Valid. Food
Valid.
delivery service.
And then you don't
Yeah,
have to go to the
drink
bar and get a
delivery.
Well,
DD
food
or
and
get an
beverage,
Uber
I
or
mean,
get a
yeah.
Lyft. This is good.
Yeah, right? Drinking at home is great.
Dang. Putting the
It
people
is.
out of a job. I
I saw-
would use
No,
mine.
Hold on,
I'm
hold on,
paying
hold
for
on.
it.
Oh,
Hold on. I saw Hawk's hand second. Hawk's up.
So we've taken this opportunity to start clearing out a bunch of stuff from the house. We have a room full of furniture right now, which my brother affectionately called it Tetrising, in that where you basically stack everything
I like
up
that
on
you're
top of
looking
one another.
around, but you're on the Protostar, so it's actually
yeah,
like
that's great. He's like, what's
So
on the
right
plate?
now I'm thinking a transporter would be great just to dematerialize it and just stick it in the pattern buffer and then access it when
Pull it out when
access
you
it-
need like a couch.
like Voyager strategy.
Exactly.
Where's that futon? Bling. Oh, no, that's a lamp. Bling.
Brittany,
I
you were
would
going to
use-
go.
Yeah, I would use mine to send you all little gifts. Like if I could just transport stuff anywhere. Like I
Aw.
always see
Pure.
stuff and want to send things to people, and you guys like people will randomly get like packages from me or whatever. But it would just be so great if I could just instantly like send people stuff, because I'd be like, while I'm working at the comic shop, like, oh, here's a weird old Star Trek comic. Here's like this random doodad. Here's a
Why
snip.
did this life-size
Here's a
Thanos
meme.
Infinity Gauntlet just show up? in
Oh,
my
that
house?
picture
It would only be there for a
Yeah.
second. It would just be like my arm goes through, and then I'm like, okay, but for real, someone bought this. Take it back.
Brittany, were you holding that up like, oh, was it so heavy?
No, it was heavy, legit, but I'm very strong, so
I'm very
Like,
strong.
no, well, I
We
am
are,
the, I'm,
we are
I'm like the strongest
Pac-Leds.
person
We
at
are
the comic shop.
strong.
Other than my boss Wade, who's like legitimately like Captain America, like yoked. Like I am the second strongest person at the shop. So like posing and holding it for a while, I will say my arms started to get a little like shaky, and I was like, let's go. So I was like, but
It was a good picture.
yeah.
A good picture.
if I had to swing that around all day, like I get why Captain America had to take two hands to be like, please don't kill me.
Nice. I'm just, before other people go, I'm gonna read Haven's because it's pretty awesome. They say, Stranger Loop, I would transport all the snow from Canada into the middle of the ocean.
It's not
Which-
that snowy.
No,
I mean,
send
No, we
it
didn't
to
would
me.
help.
let us know
In
yet.
LA.
Send it to
us.
California.
Yeah,
Send it to
Canada's like a big
80.
country, so maybe there's snow in other parts of Canada
No,
that you're just
not where we are.
finding of.
I
Like not in Ontario.
I think I would just use the transporter to prank people, like nice prank,
Yes.
like
Nice
You
prank.
know,
I'm saying that now
Like you
so
leave
that
a
it's
meme for
on,
somebody, or you write like love
on
you.
record.
you know.
Why
like,
did Ethan
I
Peck
don't know,
just show up at my doorstep?
Oh, I
can't.
could
Like, transport my
You would love his
brothers.
headers.
transport my brothers in the middle of nowhere for like 5 seconds while they're
Yeah.
on the toilets or something like that. Like
But that's terrible.
Transport them to the top of Everest just for 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Like just have fun. Like
Yeah.
dematerialize your coffee in the morning, like something like
Yeah,
innocent
yeah.
pranks.
Ooh,
I can dig it.
That's what I do. Mm.
I
that's
like
good.
it.
That's clever.
Wait, Eric, don't
You.
you live in Hamilton? Haven just said
Nope,
it's snowing
I don't.
downtown, right? Oh,
I
you
live
don't
north
live in
of- I live
Hamilton.
north of
that's right.
Hamilton.
Actually, I live pretty much close to Haven, so we haven't had that lot of snow.
Look outside. Is it snowing? Oh, you're in a starship.
It might
That's
be.
not happening.
Yes, it was like summer outside
like
in the last.
What
few
would
days.
Eric, do you want me
Not
to read
cool.
Joe's, or do you want to go?
Yeah,
Here
go
it
Joe.
got warm again.
Because I'm thinking.
Joe wrote, I would use it for shipping things for sure because I hate going to the post office or using UPS.
Agree. It's the
Valid.
worst.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You would all have your
Right.
Christmas gifts by now, and it wouldn't take 3 weeks for Eric and Hawk to get theirs. Actually,
Yeah.
like 2 months.
Yeah.
but,
Oh, Canada Post. You're the.
yeah.
I almost swore.
No, do you guys?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
I don't
the-
know if everybody knows what happened to Haven a few months ago.
What happened?
I was sending them their monthly or quarterly Patreon pin, and Haven messaged me and was like, "Hey man, I haven't gotten my pin yet." And I was like, "Okay, I have tracking. I use a website for all this." For God knows what reason, USPS, instead of sending it to Canada, sent it to the UK. And then
Oh,
Same
So
thing.
odd.
It's the same
And
thing.
then-
We have a
and
queen.
yeah, and then the Royal Mail took over the package, and I think it's somewhere lost in the transporter buffer, still trying to get
Nah,
to
some
Haven at
some
this
Royal
point.
Mail worker was like, "This is dope," and they're just
Yes,
like,
yeah,
"I'll take that
exactly.
Star Trek."
There-
I'll listen to that
UK
show.
nerd now has ASNP.
There's definitely a Amazon shipping center like maybe 20 minutes away from my house, and it's packages have gone from here to BC and then back this way. I was like, why? Why did this
Yeah,
happen? Canada Post. I would use a transporter to wait, because this is because
Sorry,
we're in
I love that.
we are
That's
in a
amazing.
lockdown, and let me tell you, that
Yes.
sucks.
Yes,
I would get out of Canada because really,
Damn
I
it.
need to get out of Canada.
If you're just
That was
listening to this
amazing.
podcast,
Eric's
Eric
using
has gone
transitions.
full
I love it.
professional,
I love
transported to
everything
different locations while
about
telling
what
us
just
that.
happened.
What happened?
I feel like I'm watching a television show with Eric on it.
No,
now.
wait,
He's got,
keep
like,
flicking back and forth. It's
camera
like a
angles.
90s opening.
There's like a dissolve.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'll
dun,
be
dun.
there for you.
Me and
What
Hopper
is
joking
happening
about last
on this
night, where
episode?
Yeah.
or if I have to read something, I'll be like,
He'll be
and
like-
next on the news.
I was just like, did it shrink a little?
You gotta look at the right camera, man. Looks at this
Galaxy-
one. It's this camera.
Galaxy Star
Oh
Queen
my
77 says, I would transport my art to everyone. We would love to receive your art.
Oh.
So that's
Oh, yeah.
that's
I
awesome.
could use some art.
We love good
yeah,
artwork.
we love good artwork.
I like staring at it thematically.
I got an answer to this one immediately, and especially after we got home from dinner tonight and my kids would just not clean up their toys. I would just start transporting away and keeping them in the transporter buffer, all the ones they don't use anymore, because it's getting
Yep, just be like, you
ridiculous.
done with this?
Harry
Done.
Potter that shit. You're just like
all that
"Come
what
on."
all that what
Although-
Aaron?
Aaron, we're PG. Aaron.
It's
Okay.
okay. When
Aaron.
Eric did his magic, like 3 of us cursed.
I'm
so-
the adult on this podcast, okay? All of you kids watching, the adult is here, and sometimes they curse, but you should not.
We're gonna have to beep it all out. They'll be like, "What? What did she just say?"
I'm going
That
to
Murph
vote
sounds.
vote her out of the island.
It's okay,
Oh.
Aaron. It's just the running
Again?
joke that you're always.
I
Again,
have
Giraffe?
the
No immunity challenge?
idol, okay? I have the immunity idol. You just don't know it. Well,
Mm.
It's shaped like one of those Ryza things.
Oh,
But
the
it's one
guy
of
with
those
the
ones you have to do
forehead?
3
Come
things and then
on.
activate it, right? That's
Yes.
what.
Yeah.
Doll,
Giraffe, if you're
it-
seeing
doll,
Forgot the name.
Germa
This is
Harone,
a-
I think
this
you
is a
should,
Survivor
contact
podcast
us.
now.
Did you just say
Doll-
Germa Omicron? What? Germa
Doll
Cron?
literally
Germa-
picked up a Horga in this episode. So
Yep.
I mean, who knows? Speaking of Doll, let's get into
Oh, God.
our first Con-tact review, episode 107 of Star Trek Prodigy. Hawk, you're up first this week. What did you think of this episode?
All right, I've got a bunch of notes here. They're a bit scattershot, so bear with me. But I thought this was another wonderful episode of Prodigy. The kids handling first contact went about as well as kids handling first contact could go, especially with a duplicitous Ferengi along for the ride. I've always amazed that Ferengi, like as fearful as they are and as cowardly as they're supposed to be in that, they risk life and limb when there's a profit involved in that, even when you're up against this brand new
Rule of
species.
acquisition number 21, baby.
Ferengi are literally like, wait, you'd give an arm and a leg for this transaction? And they're
I'll
like,
take it.
like Rocket Raccoon, like they're ready. I'll get Latinum for this arm.
But Nandi had no fear grabbing those crystals and that, even when like the entire like structure around her was just collapsing. Doll finding out that about Nandi, how she sold him to the Diviners mining operation, that was heartbreaking to say the least. But it did give him this unexpected connection with Gwen, which can only help further the relationship. And speaking of Gwen, watching her interacting with everybody over the floor pie thing was
so
fantastic.
They were really into the
It was
floor
so
pie.
wholesome.
That's
I
right
think
out of
we-
the Simpsons,
I was gonna say,
right?
Yeah, it's
fair.
a Simpsons. Yeah, it's a Simpsons.
If we had a teleporter and we were all in the same room, you know we'd be doing
I'd
goofy
send
stuff
you
like
pie
that.
from Canada.
Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
be sending
No,
pie all over
butter
the place. We'd be like,
tarts.
"Where's it to?"
I'd rather just
Ooh.
like the best poutine you could possibly get me.
Well, I'll go to Montreal for
I
that.
love a poutine.
It was just great seeing her finally. I think she's now like truly a member of this, like, you know, this newfound family. I love Doll being hesitant about helping Nandi. He knew something was up with the Ferengi. He knew she wasn't telling him the whole truth. But he really wanted to get that cloaking device for the ship. The way he outsmarted her at the end was just the chef's kiss. And I learned that I never ever would ever want even a hologram Janeway to scold me like that.
Oh, it was
Oh, no.
so brutal.
I felt secondhand embarrassment. I was like, I can't look at this right now. Janeway's mad. I'm sad.
Yes. I'm wondering what this failure to heed her advice is going to affect their interactions with her in the coming episodes and that, because she looked really disappointed. Like the first, there was that look on her face and that when they were like, you know, discussing doing first contact and they just went ahead without paying any attention to her. And the fact that they made her angry at the end because they screwed it up so royally.
It wasn't just anger. It's that, you know, I'm not angry at you.
The
I'm disappointed
disappointment.
in you.
I'm disappointed.
That parent thing, you're just like, oh,
Well,
you're
I
mean.
think it was
No, I
also
did
on
that as
top
a
of the
teacher.
fact,
Yeah,
like
me too.
Janeway's got like double, like she's stressed out already about like what happened to Chakotay, and on top of that, Doll's being a little. How do I word this without swearing?
Try.
A little d-bag. So
That was like the
That
worst
worked.
possible.
Yeah.
They know what that is.
it works.
It's like being a
God,
doll bag.
It works. It works.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Doll.
I'm gonna put that on Twitter.
All in all, it was a great episode. You know, and more like every episode I see, it's like it just feels Star Trek to me. You know, away
Yeah.
mission, first contact, lovely.
When you get a
Awesome.
Ferengi doing the hand thing, you just know you're gonna see some magic. They're like, yes.
Before we continue, I just have to announce on the pod that we have a new $5 patron as of like 3 seconds ago.
Ding,
Welcome,
ding, ding, ding.
reasonable stranger, joining the Cerritos Lounge level. Yeah, that's the
Welcome.
name that they chose on
Call
there,
that
so I
some
take it.
Latinum.
Welcome to the collective, and thank you for becoming a patron member. That rocks. Who did I have up next?
That
Giraffe, you're up.
rocks. This episode was all about rocks. Crystals.
What?
Crystals.
Oh, yeah.
No
I
laughter.
like.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Brittany's
so
joking.
what?
It's fine. I just feel shamed.
It was a good episode, but like coming after last week's episode, it's complicated. You know, we're gonna be like, it's so good, and then it's like a normal episode. I'm not a great connoisseur of Ferengis, even if I'm rewatching TNG, and most of the time I was like, oh no, oh, Ferengis.
Yep.
So let's say I didn't have a lot of a background to really appreciate Nandi. I like the fact that it was yet again a Star Trek, School of Star Trek episode. Let's learn what is a transporter, and it's always so well done. Like
Yeah,
they play with the
yeah.
floor, the floor pie, and then what is name? The
Murph?
Tellarite. No,
Oh,
no.
Jenkum Pog.
Jen
Campog, thank you. Jen Campog was like, yeah, so it transform it in energy and then transform it back. And I was like, good job.
Yeah.
And then they just transport Murph outside of the ship. I was like, that's totally what I would have done with my younger brother.
They're really
like,
lucky that Murph can breathe in space.
100%.
And they showed
Yeah.
gravity still having its inertial effect in space because Murph kept moving. They're like, oh, he just keeps
Science.
going.
Yeah,
just keeps
apparently,
sliding. And I was like,
apparently zero G does not affect Murph. I want to know what Murph is. I really,
know.
So-
I really do.
I mean, I don't know if I'm. You may have little brothers, but like little brothers, you know, they're indestructible. You can play with little brothers. Like you can transport them. You can like do things like
Photon
hide
grenades in
them,
their
put them-
stomach.
you're right.
put them in a box. I mean, that's what you do with younger brothers, right? So
If any kids are watching this, you do not.
Don't
Do not
do
go
that.
into washers and dryers. Do not do that thing where you throw like a dart in the air and try to dodge it. Like,
Hey,
do not do any
Do
of this.
not play with the dry cleaning bags over your
my
face.
younger brother,
Tumble dry low.
Tide
they're
Pod
gonna try
challenge, not okay.
No.
my younger brother
Strange
is
New Pod
10
Challenge?
years,
Yes.
10 years younger than me, and he's my favorite brother. I will say, I don't have a problem. I don't
You
have a
do to
problem.
him.
And I would totally transport him. So that's the thing.
Where? I would just transport him.
Outside of the ship.
Like just there and back. She'd be like, hold your breath, hold your breath. Don't cry, don't cry.
I do think like I wanted to know more about the aliens, like the new
They're
culture,
so
because
cool.
usually in Star Trek you're gonna learn something about the
cool.
people they meet, you know, and like here they were just like, oh, they're communicating with the crystal. The end.
That's because you know, like Loki
Okay.
is gonna come in to do second contact with that group and
Second
be like,
contact.
who messed this up so bad?
Discovery. We'll
Who
get to see them in
forgot their
Discovery.
badge?
Wouldn't
Yeah,
that be
so-
amazing though? Like if they showed up in disco, all glowy.
Yeah, it could
Yep.
take
All sparkly glowy.
looking like the ghost
I-
of Christmas past.
I have to say that I like the fact that Dahl is going somewhere as a character.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real like development. Until now we're like, he's annoying, he's messing up. I mean, he's trying. I mean, he doesn't give
He
up.
is
I
trying.
respect.
He is
yeah, I
trying. He
respect
did a
the guy on
captain's
this.
log.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
did a
pretty-
Yeah, I
captain's
didn't
log.
like that though. I was like, why do you keep giving yourself the captain job? Like it just
Because
feels-
one day he will
He's-
earn it.
He's resilient. I
It
mean,
should
let's be
be
honest.
when-
The guy is resilient.
He's smart too. I mean, like, you know, he could recite the rules of acquisition.
And he does
I know,
have
I
a
just-
he does
don't
have a
love-
compass of right and wrong. Like
was just
he's
gonna say-
clearly.
The boy's just traumatized. If
Yeah.
Gwen wanted to be captain, she would be captain. She doesn't want to be captain, and that's the only
Fair, fair,
difference.
fair, fair.
He does.
I don't dislike the character. I just feel like I just haven't figured him out yet. Like I don't like him yet, but I know I'm going to.
I like him
right?
a
Like,
lot better than I did the first few episodes.
Absolutely. I think this
Agree.
episode really helped in the idea that again we were saying that I think the first or second episode, like kids that behave a certain way, there's background, there's something, right?
Mhm.
And I like the fact that we really see Dahl's resilience, like really, and seeing him with Nandi and like the happiness and the heartbreak and how fast he jumped back on his feet. Like
Mhm.
really, he didn't like stay. Gwyn, when her father abandoned her, like kind of gave up and they saved her, right?
Yeah.
Dahl saved himself. He was like, you know what? It's not happening. I'm like back in the game right away. And then he sobbed in the ship. And I really recognize myself in this. I'm like,
Mhm.
act, cry later, you know? So I think this episode really helped me like see Dahl in another
light.
way, and yeah, another light. And I think it's great. It's going somewhere. The boy wants Jamaha around, guys. I mean,
ah, giraffe.
I think
Yeah.
part of him knew he was going to be hurt, and that's why he was so conflicted.
Yep.
And then when it did happen, he was at least mentally prepared to like it hurt him, but he knew what he had to do. Whereas
I have
when
mad
she
respect.
wasn't
yeah.
expecting it.
Yep, mad
all.
respect for how he handled the situation in this episode.
Giraffe, can I steal act cry later for like a t-shirt?
yeah, absolutely.
That's like
I
my
think
entire
pretty
life
sure-
is act, cry later. Unless
Yeah.
while you're acting, they're telling you to cry for a scene, in which case you
I mean,
You should
Cry
cry
now.
now.
Cry now.
Not
Cry
later.
now.
and you act at the same time.
act cry now.
Eric, what did you think about this week's episode?
I just saw this episode right before I jumped on. That's when I knew I could come on. I was like, I guess it's time for me.
Eric's like, and credits.
It really was. It was a fine episode. I didn't think it was as good as the other ones. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Having the Ferengi come back and having Nandi played by Melissa Villaseñor was fantastic. Like she's a great actress, and seeing her bring that character to life, oh, she's just despicable. And I can't wait to see more of her. She just she's one of those characters you just hate, and I love it. I love it.
Yep.
I like the planet. I like that well, I'm gonna start at the beginning. The pie thing. This reminded me, like when I talk about how this should be a Magic School Bus show. This is what reminded me of Magic School Bus. The pie thing.
Yep.
And then, like Miss Frizzle or Janeway was, just all about the lessons this week and getting. Could you imagine making Miss Frizzle disappointed in you? That would be heartbreaking. And that's what they did.
I thought about that every day of my life.
Oh my god! Right?
It drives me to be who I am.
I care more about disappointing Janeway, to be honest. I'd be like,
That's true.
Yeah, but that's fair. But she can disappear. Miss Frizzle would just look at you the whole time. She's driving the bus, being like, "You little person."
Same.
I don't know what happened to you all today, but this is just.
I like the planet. I love the idea of crystals having resonance, and it was a nice little science lesson that I think kids would be like, oh cool, that's something I could learn about. And I like seeing that in Star Trek whenever they have a little bit of a thing. The aliens looked amazing. They looked like they were from Stargate though.
That whole scene in the room with the crystals and their animation was just some of the I loved it.
It was Stargate mixed with the Pikes from Star Wars, and it was just like,
yes,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Can everybody remember what Rock Talk named them? She came up
S something.
Ceruleans
or
something to do with semiotics.
Semantics. Yeah, because it's CYMATIC.
Julian, can you edit this into a video later?
Sumerians?
I certainly
I'm gonna say
can.
I don't remember that at all. I just remember that they were talking about the harmony.
I know how to write it. I just don't know how to say it. Okay.
Write it. Giraffe, you write it, and then I'll say it. It'll be like a spelling bee.
Where?
Cremini.
Spell it for me.
Out loud. Can I have the origin of the word? It's today's episode.
It's cymatic.
Cymatic. Yeah.
Cymatic.
Which means the resonance, I think that like it's a harmonic thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sound thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she made up the name of the aliens on this, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm just saying what everybody was saying. Okay, great. Don't worry. I'm following. It's all good. Okay, I'm the foreigner here. I'm operating on a foreign language.
No. There's harmony. We just need to pull out our crystals.
No, this is the most.
What a way to bring it back!
I tried.
What a way to bring it back!
I tried.
Oh, geez.
It didn't work out, but not many things worked out. Like this first contact attempt. Huh? Segue.
That was terrible.
That was amazing.
Hey.
Shut up.
Eric's doing the heavy lifting here.
I mean, it shows you their experience though, because Michael Burnham pulled a real first contact situation out of a fire and became great, whereas like these random people, not even cadets, really mucked it up.
They really did. They really
don't have the same
mucked it up.
I used an M. Mucked it up.
Sorry, real quick, Eric, because I know you'll appreciate this too. Because we're all trying not to swear. After long last and being shamed about it on this episode and by my own wife, I am now 3 episodes into The Good Place.
Yes.
It's good job.
It's so
and
good.
I love it.
Wait till you get to the end and you'll just cry rivers of tears.
And cry.
Next, The Expanse. The Expanse.
That'll never happen.
Every podcast.
Come
on.
Where was I going on this? First contact bad.
First contact bad.
Cameras again.
I did no.
Don't get him started.
What was I talking about? Oh, the first contact attempt. I love that. It's not just that they did a bad job. They they did damage to this culture, and Janeway let them know that, and that there are repercussions to their actions, and children should know this. All children.
Yes.
All children.
I just want to add to what you said with that too, because it goes back. I think part of the reason that Janeway's so upset about this is it goes back to that episode in season 7, right, where they find out that an Earth satellite gave this planet information on basically like how to build nukes. It wasn't nukes,
yeah, that
but,
one.
and it ended up destroying their
Radiation.
civilization. So it's like a really big deal. So not only Janeway, who is the only Starfleet captain in the Delta Quadrant, so she's the one who had to deal with who had to deal with the ramifications of that issue. So she knows firsthand what screwing up first contact situations does to planets and species. So good point.
Exactly. The ending, I am not a fan of Dal. I think if this podcast has taught
said.
it's
Whoa,
been said
whoa,
many
whoa!
times.
Doll it back.
No,
I'm
never.
with you, Eric. I'm not a fan yet.
Yeah, but having this whole seeing his trauma growing up in this terrible situation actually made me like him a little bit more. I understood where how could he be better than he is if he was taught those rules throughout his life, right? And then being sold, which was again terrible. I knew was coming.
Yeah. It was pretty obvious.
It was obvious, but oh
You're
man,
raised by a Ferengi and then you disappeared. They sold you.
oh, just heartbreaking. Dal redeemed himself, not totally, but he redeemed himself at the end, and I appreciate that, his quick thinking and street smarts, because he's like Aladdin on this ship. He got them through that. I look forward to. I don't know if I don't know if I want him to be captain still. But we'll see where he goes. I'm done. Goodbye.
Brittany.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and reel it back in. I will be the least chaotic person tonight, maybe.
Maybe.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Lies.
But one, I loved floor pie. Who hasn't eaten pie off the floor? Who hasn't
I've never
teleported it
eaten
around the room?
floor pie.
What?
No.
You never heard what?
Why would I ever
What?
eat
Was
pie
this
that was on the
episode of
floor?
Friends?
I can give you many reasons,
I've
but
seen
they are
every
not
episode
PG.
of Friends 10 times over. It doesn't mean I've eaten floor pie.
You lack
Giraffe?
imagination.
That's not even what I meant, but I can't.
Is there another floor
Why
pie?
would you do this? I
floor
wasn't
pie
even
that we
talking
have
like that. No, stop talking.
Google.
I
and see if
completely
there's
lost my
something
train
I
of
don't know about.
Anyway, I just meant
Floor pie.
the 3-second rule. I drop stuff all the, I've eaten a wonton I've dropped in the sink. I've eaten chicken nuggets.
Oh
out
yeah,
of the
that
trash.
too.
It
That
happens,
too.
you know?
Yes.
You
yes,
drop it on the floor, you
absolutely.
eat it. Done. That's what I meant. And we will
Absolutely.
talk about this after the show.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
god, I just Googled. Whoa.
why are you Google? Anyway, children, Google's a great tool for learning about science. Things like the warp drive and what's a binary star. Definitely use Google for that with your parents. Anyway, moving on. So yes, the teleporter part was fun. You guys ruined this. I'm trying to be an adult here. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Moving
so
on.
sorry.
You
I
guys
love-
informed us something I did not know about.
I wasn't even okay. Look, we need a moment. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to collect yourselves, and then I'm going to continue my thoughts on this episode.
This is going in the outtakes.
These are the regular takes, my friend.
I
The
didn't
regular
read
takes.
that much of it.
How is this the most chaotic episode yet?
And I gave up.
Well, I
Because
don't
there's
know
a
why you
Ferengi.
Googled
That's
that.
why I'm freaking crying.
I said it, and I was like, it's not pie on the floor, and then I had
Oh
to know.
God. Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
All right.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll take all the blame for
Okay,
this.
I'm good.
Oh.
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, so Totako on Twitch said, Cymatics said Rock Talk. Maybe we should call them the Cymari. Chimari?
There we go.
That's the
There you
Cymari.
go.
Yeah, there it is. Woohoo!
Anyway, what I really love about Prodigy, aside from how gorgeous it is, guys, I'm being serious.
Yes, it is gorgeous.
Go.
Gorgeous.
Acting.
Go.
What I love about Prodigy is the way it's written. It's so. Why are you laughing?
I said
I
it
don't
so
understand.
dramatically. What I like about
Because I'm
Prodigy-
trying to make it a perfect segue, so when Julian edits this episode, it doesn't sound like anything happened.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen. At this
Okay, never mind. We're not editing, so you know what? I love the way it's written. Thematically, I love what they're doing with the show, how they're doing Doll's growth, how they're doing, you know, Gwen feeling more like a part of this family, and how well their two stories have kind of like linked together in that shared trauma. That was really well done, really well executed. And like Hawk said, it's such a devastating moment, even though we as adults kind of see it coming, and maybe kids might sense that something bad is going to happen between Doll and Nandi. When it does happen, it just hurts, and you feel bad for him. You're like, oh, he really wanted to believe in like a good part of this person, but that's not what life has historically showed him. So I thought that was brilliant. That being said, the Protostar of this episode is Grey Delisle, who played Nandi, first of all, and she did a great job, because a lot of people didn't know until they announced, you know, right beforehand that she'd be in this episode. She must have been really good with that non-disclosure agreement.
Get off my bridge.
Yeah, we're back on track
I joked
now?
on popcorn from that.
A bland pun helped us out. But yeah, I loved the creature design in this episode. Was so cool. When they first got on the planet and like
So
the
cool.
sand was moving, I was like, Shai Halud. Like I was going all Dune.
I just
Even though I
watched
knew,
it again the other
Yes!
night. It's so
knew a
good.
worm wasn't going to come out, but I was just like, I loved how it was like, it also teaches kids about like how sand moves when there's like sound. Because there's different, for any kids watching, yes, the spice, I see Giraffe. For any kids watching, different materials like liquids or solids will move when there's vibrations in different ways. So you can have water like a puddle, like in Jurassic Park when someone's like boom, 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 and there's like ripples. And then you can also move sand to a beat, and you can make different shapes. So that was a cool science lesson.
Like a thumper.
Yes. But as gorgeous as the show is, I really thought the alien of the week design, you know, and the crystals were just really cool. And the fact that the gift they gave them was the song that was important to like
That was pretty.
them.
Yeah.
And they, and all the kids, like, or the crew were like, wow, this is a great gift. Like, this is so beautiful. And then of course the Ferengi is like, no, I
The
care about
gifts,
product.
the gifts that they gave them are going to be the gifts that I give people on Twitter tomorrow of that
The
scene.
gifts?
Yeah.
Nicely
Yeah.
done, sir.
Thanks. I'm learning from the master.
I guess that's it for my thoughts. I had other thoughts, but now I don't know anymore.
Sorry, Brittany, we totally
They were
messed
good
you
thoughts.
up. Apologies. Aaron, you're up.
I really like that the Ferengi was a woman. Like, it's another instance of the female Ferengi.
Not
going
only a
after
woman,
it.
a daemon.
A Damon.
I know, right? So
Matt
I think that
Damon.
maybe maybe we're seeing some progress from like the time of DS9 to whenever Prodigy's happening. I don't know,
Moogie
but I
made
thought
it
that was
happen.
great.
Moogie made it happen.
Moogie.
Okay. I would like to share with you guys my stream of conscious thought while watching this episode, as told to Giraffe through text message
Yes.
earlier today.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
It
Absolutely.
did start out. It did start out where she shamed me for forgetting that they weren't in the Delta Quadrant earlier. But I'm just gonna skip past that because you know. So here we go. Uninterrupted, by the way. Giraffe just let me go crazy.
I was meeting a ghost in the street. I could not answer you.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
go.
wanted
A story for another
rascals.
time.
Yeah.
I put, can Gwen be captain already? Del sucks. He's the Anakin of the show to me. Gwen is way more interesting. Oh, a Jedi cave. What the shit is that alien Janeway just saw?
Oh,
Aaron.
yeah, Aaron.
It's the truth of what
I know,
happened.
It's a
but
swear.
like, we're
I'll
trying
beep
so
a
hard to do
harsher
PG,
word
and you're just
later.
going off the hook. It's intentional at this
You're
point.
gonna have to beat me. Whoa, energy being is awesome. Someone figure out how to cosplay that. Oh, this Ferengi is gonna steal shit. Oh, sorry. This episode is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I mean, oh wait, hold on. Like at this point, at this point,
Are you f***ing kidding me?
Yeah, there you go. I put,
You're just
wow,
gonna have
that's
to list
cool.
this as not for kids.
Ferengi, predictable, lol. Are we
Beep.
talking- yeah, this beep. Yeah, I can't say that one if there's kids. Crystal, people should totally murder them. He got sold, of course he did. Why is he surprised? Janeway is giving them the business. There you are, people. That's how I felt about this episode. Slightly edited, but not much.
I'm glad I have two different versions of the censor button now to make this easy. Brittany's so disappointed. This episode was good. It was not great. I liked it, whether it's Nandi or Nandi. Awesome. love seeing the Ferengi. And not only did I love seeing the Ferengi, I love seeing like the Ferengi mothership from season 1 of TNG. The fact that they brought that in, and like I think Jesco on our Discord server was saying how like Nandi probably like bought this from an old daemon, or like, you know, got it for cheap or whatever, because, you know, like, you know, the society and with Ferengis are still changing, because, you know, at this point, like up until a few years ago, women weren't even allowed to wear clothing. So she probably got it on the cheap, like made it and like switched it around for her uses. How she wound up in the Gamma or Delta. Well, I guess Gamma Quadrant makes sense.
She's in the Gamma Quadrant.
Bajoran wormhole. So that part makes sense.
Wormhole.
But how she knows Doll, I know that they have an amazing writer's room, and I know that there is a timeline, and I know that there are plans, but
I'm getting ready for a butt.
there is a but. The but is that we're 7 episodes in. The season was only supposed to be 10 episodes. I'm getting to a point where I know that this is a kid's show, and my kid is still absolutely loving it and like watching intently, but it's been stated that the show is also a bit for the adults, and the adults in the room are starting to want some answers. And I would start liking a little inkling of like, why is there a Klingon bird of prey? And we are going to talk about that in a few minutes. Why is there a Ferengi who not only knows Doll, but raised Doll?
Guardians of the Galaxy, same plot.
But
She's his Yandu.
Oh, no, that's not my problem. I like that. It doesn't make sense though if it happened in the Delta Quadrant and not yet. But we're 7 episodes in. I want to know how a Ferengi somehow made it to the Delta. We know that there are Ferengi in the Delta Quadrant from an episode of TNG and then later in Voyager, but that's a whole nother thing. I need some answers. Maybe in the next 3 episodes, we're going to be in our another mid-season break in 3 weeks. I need some answers. That all being said, for being
Julian, it's like we're all 10 years old again and we're on the playground and you're like, guys, did you see that? What's going on in this cartoon?
Exactly.
I mean,
like,
it's valid.
Yeah, like for all that being said, I loved the ramifications of this episode. As someone who for the first few episodes was 100% on the same train as Eric of not liking Doll, the past 2 episodes I've been on the Doll train.
Train.
Too much argy bargy.
I've really Is that a war? Did you just make a Warzone reference?
No, that's an actual phrase.
No, I know.
They say it a lot.
Okay, Bluey.
The D train.
We like Bluey here too. I really like the ramifications. I like that Doll knows that he screwed up, and I really like that Janeway just continues to feel like Janeway. Like when you watch this show and you see Kate Mulgrew or hear Kate Mulgrew playing this version of Janeway, Kate Mulgrew has not lost a beat playing that role. Patrick Stewart lost a lot of beats playing Picard. No offense. He got it back midway through that season. Jonathan Frakes has always been Commander Riker, always will be Commander Riker. Like, she just has not lost a beat. And that's so awesome. And I love the blow up at Doll at the end, because Doll already knows he's messed up, but Janeway's like, even as a hologram, like, she has so much going on. Like, oh, this isn't my first crew. Oh, Chakotay's in trouble. I'm not the real Janeway, but I still love him. At least you should.
Ew, this is a kid show.
I loved all that.
Yep,
and the last thing that I want to say, even though I thought this was just like a kind of, listen, it's a good episode. It's a middle of the line episode. It wasn't my favorite by any means, but I will say the crystal room is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a show ever. The singing crystals, the animation for it,
the sound design was amazing.
The sound design has always been amazing. Every single week, without fail, and Brittany knows this, on the Strange New Pod Twitter, you will see a tweet from us saying just how amazing the animation on the show is. And if I don't get anything else from the episode, it's going to be good no matter what, because this animation team blows all other animation out of the water right now. I could be wrong about that, but that's how I feel.
You haven't watched Arcane.
I was going to say, whoo.
Yeah, I was going to. To be fair, that's a way bigger budget and more time. But that being said,
that's
excellent.
Yeah. So good, decent episode. Not my favorite, not my least favorite. Just good. Nandi was awesome. Ferengis are awesome. Profit. I got goosebumps when she quoted an actual rule that we've heard before from the rules of acquisition. We are like going so over time because it's been a chaotic show. We're going to try and get through these questions as quick as possible. I talked about how this show is not answering questions in necessarily the most timely manner, but it is starting to kind of put some of the pieces together. Earlier in the season, guys, we saw a crashed bird of prey on the planet that makes you want to stay there, right? Now, Nandi all of a sudden has a Klingon cloaking device. And if you notice, she's also holding a Klingon disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is she responsible for making that bird of prey go down? What do you guys think?
Nah. No, I think
She looted it.
she looted it. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
but is she how did she avoid getting eaten by the stay here, we'll give you whatever you want planet?
Because Ferengi only want profit
One
and
thing.
the planet can't somehow do it. I don't know.
Transporters?
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, she is crafty. I mean, like, you know, by the end of that episode, she had the singing stone, and she also had their chimerium. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
You lobe
It's
to
a
see
good
it.
question though. I think
Yeah,
it's
I don't-
like
I don't know.
the caretaker all over again. Like, you know, they're all brought there or something.
Maybe they're gonna explain why there's no Klingons in Discovery.
We're all wondering
Maybe.
that too.
Mhm.
So that was a quick answer. Everybody thinks no, she didn't bring that ship down. We'll maybe
Oh,
get
I
answers.
said Nandi's the secret big bad.
That would be awesome. I would
Probably
dig that.
not, but like
take.
you never know.
I hope not. I hope she becomes
Hot
like
fr-
that.
hot
Like
freak?
the pack lids.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
The reverse packlets. She actually has a plan.
Reverse Backlit.
This is not a pack-led party.
That would be
I
the
just
greatest
say-
twist ever. At the end of the season, it's the pack lids.
Again. Good lord.
Again.
Please no.
And then in disco as well. They caused the whole DMCA.
Oh my. Okay, if you could bet on that, you would make $1 billion if you.
You would in Latinum.
Mm.
Hawk, what
Oh
were you
my
gonna
god!
say?
In Latinum.
I say no, she didn't bring the ship down. That's my final answer. She seems, you know, ruthless, but at the same time, more of a small-time hustler.
All right. I'm going to say
Small-time
yes.
con.
She is responsible for bringing that bird of prey down. I hope I'm right. I'm not right about a lot of things.
With her bare hands.
Yes, she
I mean, if you're
choked,
gonna do
she choked
something.
it right at the neck, Janeway, meanwhile, is trying to kind of piece together what happened to Chakotay as well as the rest of the Protostar crew who we haven't met yet. In the background of the holo that we see Janeway kind of replaying over and over, we see what looks a lot like Dreadnought, who is the Diviner's number 2. Now, this is what I'm starting to wonder. Is the Diviner not the true villain of the show? Is Dreadnought and his robo species kind of the puppeteers and puppet master of the Diviner?
So I had a theory
It was bunnies.
that
It
was bunnies.
Bunnies, bunnies,
Um,
bunnies.
I need a T-shirt at that point. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I have a theory.
I had a
Is it the
theory
Calvin
that
verse?
yeah, no, that Dreadnought was actually Chakotay that had been like Borgified or something, and then I was like, yes, it's a good idea. I mean, come on. And now I don't know anymore. It threw me for a loop. I was like,
For
okay.
strange new loop.
I think that is Dreadnought. I think it is him. I think he's
Oh, it
he's
is.
just like
I think it's
the
Dreadnought as
agent.
well.
Like Diviner sends him off on missions, and getting the
Yeah.
what's it called is his mission.
And he's named that way
Protostar.
because you dread when he knocks on your door. Doop, doop. The
But
assassin is here.
shouldn't they know where the? Because
You're
they were
welcome.
digging for the ship, the Protostar.
I feel like he got it.
So
He made a crash, and then
and then it got like they
yeah,
were searching for it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. Though, because like they said they were searching for it for like a long time, right? Like
Mhm.
A long time.
I feel like it wouldn't take that long. I feel like part
Getting
of the
from
time
there
they
to
were
here.
searching was like even just
Press the
figuring out the
button.
ship. I don't know.
My soul
I
left my
don't know. I
body.
feel like it might be a different version of him, like not him. That's what I'm
Dreadnought.
going.
But what
2.0.
if they were trying to take the ship down, and like they Protostar boosted off, and then they just crash that way? I guess they would blow up that mine.
That would,
There are so many options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find out eventually.
I do
The
wonder if
fact
there's
that it landed in one piece is
Yeah.
kind of insane anyway.
Hey, hold on. This man has landed Voyager
I was
in
gonna
more
say,
than one
yeah.
piece.
And he
It's like
was
multiple
Voyager's
times.
crashed so many times.
Multiple times.
Pilot of the
That's not Harry Kim.
Protostar.
Yeah.
Aw,
Excuse me.
Paris. I still want one of those.
Is this timeless?
Oh,
there
Oh,
we
I
go.
love those episodes though.
Oh, Harry.
We'll see. I wanted Dreadnought kind of gave me like he may be the one in charge vibes last week, and I got that more just from a little hollow image. So
he's played by
Chakotay.
Jimmy Simpson, and he doesn't talk much,
yeah,
right?
He doesn't talk so much.
I feel
yet.
like he's gonna
hope-
have a bigger role eventually.
I do too. I do
Yeah.
too.
What if his real
But then
name
again,
is like
the
a jumbled
diviner's
up
John
version
Noble, so it's
Mm.
like
of his
who's
actual
the
name?
bigger?
That is
Who's the
insane
bigger
cast
bad?
for this.
I know it's awesome.
yeah. So good.
McPoyle.
We kind of talked about this with all of our thoughts and how much we did enjoy this aspect of the show, but this is like the first real new worlds and new civilizations episode of Prodigy. Like, what did we think of the Crystal Planet, their race, the way that was shot or I guess drawn and animated? Because I just thought it was one of the coolest things I've seen in Star Trek in a really long time.
I have now a flashback of Discovery when they go to that planet with the giant crystal and this entity that communicate by sound and only Saru can hear. You remember that?
Mm.
I do, yeah.
Mhm.
That was a weird episode.
That's
Crystals
right.
are always
right,
good.
Right.
And they
Stargate
look
had
like it, like
crystals that
kind
were
of it,
people.
like like kind of like fluctuation in the air,
Mhm.
something like
Mhm.
this. And I'm just like, I need to watch that episode now.
Like their forms seem transparent, but they also
did.
Yeah.
seems like some sort of like sentient sand. You know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It-
The spice.
What is rock
It's
if not
spice.
sand
Spice.
put together?
Well, and it's such a
What is
nice like
sand if not rock torn apart?
you're gonna meet someone new. They're teaching kids how to make new connections. You're gonna meet someone new and different in a place that's different from where you're from, and they're gonna do things differently. But that's the expectation, and so they are like they are awed by it. But like I think that teaches children not to go into things like fearfully, especially like meeting new people. They go into it expecting that because they've been told, and then are appropriately like amazed, which I think it's nice because it's like it opens you to a good first contact versus being, if you go into something with fear, you're probably going to have a bad experience because you're that's what you've opened yourself to.
I just want to make one more note. I know this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with Nandi, but Hawk, you were saying how you kind of loved the way that doll tricked her with the comm badge. I feel like I had a little bit of trouble buying that. I'm like, a comm badge is a physical item. It's 3-dimensional. It was on the back of it. She had her hands on it. Wouldn't you feel that?
Yeah, I thought that
Like-
too.
Well, it was in the bag, and then she pulled it out, and it was
Yeah.
only facing this way. So I think that's how they like got away with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's being sneaky and all, isn't she?
Yeah.
She probably
Yeah.
didn't
I
expect
don't-
him. He was like,
I feel like
"Ooh, my
when they're
crystal."
Profit.
they're super emotional and stuff. Yeah, they're not paying attention.
something
to
on the
those
back.
other
That's a
More
good
things.
point.
profit.
When Ferengi are
Yeah.
thinking about profit, they kind of forget about everything else. It's a
Yeah.
good point.
And
It's a good
probably
point.
even if she did see it on the back, she'd be like, "Oh, I can sell this for more money. What's this thing? Profit."
I go ahead, Hawk.
Plus she was super pleased with herself at that moment. You know, it's
super
like,
pleased. She was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I outsmarted them."
They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
I
space
outsmarted
Skeksis,
kids.
you know.
Yeah.
Gelfling, what do you have
That's-
here? A dark crystal for me?
That's where I
Nice
need to
throwback,
put a
but-
formal
Thanks.
formal request to Prodigy to have at least one decent adult at one point. Like, please.
Impossible.
That is not
It's
that
gonna
is
be
not a
Chakotay.
hologram.
Janeway.
Chakotay is Dreadnought. I'm calling it.
The show said,
oh,
I
No,
hope not.
I
Hot
hope
take.
not.
Right about a lot
I hope
of
they
Hot
find
take.
the original crew.
Oh my god,
That's what I hope.
I was gonna say, how low can you go?
ridiculous.
No, Brittany. I
This show
cannot
did
go.
that one.
have
That was a good
crystal
one.
clear sound editing. Of quartz, I loved it.
Okay,
It
Eric,
rocked.
t-shirt idea.
Brittany,
How
it's
about you go
it's
in
time
and
for
it's
you
the
to
doctor?
debug.
You can't
to
sand
Dabo.
any
That
more of
didn't
my
work. That pun
puns.
didn't work.
It'll
That
just
didn't
be
work.
pictures of like Brittany and then the number of
I like how
puns
I'm
she's
reading
made
you
so
the
far.
sentences as if that's gonna help.
Anybody
Okay.
have anything else on this episode before we move on to our rating?
Just one thought, it was dope.
Nice. I like it. I
I
like
like
dope
it about
thoughts.
pie.
It was very good. Pie.
We're moving on.
I wonder what
I
kind
was
of pie
just quoting
it
The
was.
Simpsons. I was
It
making
looked,
a joke,
it looked
and then
like
it got
straight
really
up
weird.
cherry pie.
It did,
It
right?
looked
I thought it
Apparently
was cherry pie.
it's more pie.
Another time, Aaron. Ratings.
Haven
I've
made a
given
comment
up.
on the Discord earlier, and I was like, I don't know if I can read that comment at this particular moment.
This is the least PG episode ever.
And I just, before we move on to our rating, I forgot to mention this earlier. The Patreon is hopping tonight because not only did we get a new Patreon Collective member, SMK upped his pledge from the Ready Room up to the Cerritos Lounge. So,
You're
thank
either
you,
Patreon or
SMK.
you're Patreon.
I love
better be
the
Patreon.
support. Real quick, another shout out before we get to our rating, because I forgot this at the top of the show too. Another amazing commission from our friend and former guest on this show, Marcy London, who did an awesome rendering image of 10 Forward. 10 Forward's never been animated. I sent her a reference image and she just drew this beautiful photo and image of it, and it's now on our Patreon, and it's awesome. So thank you, Marcy.
Dude, I just wish I was in there making a little cocktail in the background.
And happy birthday to Dr. Una McCormack. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I saw
Favorite
that.
guest.
I think she was supposed to do like a photo shoot of her drinking gin and watching The Expanse, and I'm really about it. So I
I'm
really
about
need
that
to
too.
see
I like it.
this. Yeah.
let's get some gin after this episode, but before we do, let's rate this one out of 10 singing crystals. We'll go in the same order. Hawk.
I go 8.5. Not the best one, but still a great episode.
Dref.
I'd say 8, solid, but I really need to have some positive character in this at one point.
What'd you say? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh, some.
I was
you
reading
not
Twitch.
hear about Sad?
I was reading Twitch comments and completely
It
distracted.
was like very clear.
Can you
Let's-
redo the
let's-
podcast?
no. I'm gonna keep it in. I'm gonna
Because he
edit
was
this part out. I just want to know what
goofy.
you said so I know what your rating was.
What did I do?
8,
You said 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
You
said
did
8 out of
nothing
10.
wrong this time. That was me.
This time, 8 out of 10. I said, yeah, it's good. I like the episode, but I think we're due for a positive role figure from an adult.
Agreed. I agree. Eric.
As someone who was body aching and head aching during this episode, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. It didn't bring me as much joy as I thought, but it was a solid episode.
Nice.
Not amazing, but solid.
Good stuff. Brittany.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for good character development, because that's what I love in a show.
Oh, I forgot to say no Jet Reno.
No Jet Reno.
Reno.
Eric's like, no Trek
When's
jokes.
Signataro guesting on Prodigy, Aaron? We want to
You
know.
joke. You never know.
But that would be amazing.
Aaron. Yeah, Aaron.
Okay.
Guys, I've had a lot to drink tonight. I'm just pointing that out.
I mean, I think the pod's going very well. I'm going to give it 6.8 out of 10. And I was just going to go with it. Wait, I was going to go 7.
Is that a star date? Sorry.
No, it's a
I was
resonant
going to go with
frequency
a
for a rock.
7. But then I was reminded that there was no Jet Reno. So we're at a 6.8 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm waiting for more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Answers.
I'm going to give it a 7. 7 out of 10. This was a fun episode. It was a good episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just right there in that good old Goldilocks zone, and it was good. On Twitch, Haven Studios says rating 9 floor pies.
Oh boy.
Is this gonna follow me for the rest of my life? I think it
Rest
might.
of your life.
Yes, it will.
NYRLite 7 out of 10 bad
This
parents.
is my legacy.
Galaxy Star Queen 77 a 7 out of 10. Jay Crabsap 8 out of 10. I'm also going to read SMK's response to what we just said, thanking him. Was listening to the backlog of pods today at work, and you guys have been working your behinds off. Figured I would shell out some more cash. It is much appreciated.
Thank you.
I think I speak for all of us when we say that we are trying to work our butts off and put out the best show for you possibly. This one too. This is a good one.
I was gonna say this is our best, honestly.
This is the whole point is to
Art.
The whole point
You're
of
like,
this
you want
show.
a discourse? No.
The whole point of this show is to make you guys feel like you're sitting on the couch with us, and I feel like that is most evident with this episode tonight. So thank you guys so much.
When you're here, your family. When you're only one floor pie
We're
away.
the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Unlimited breadsticks, baby, right from the replicator.
Are we gonna take it to the poll?
Yeah, speaking of breadsticks, it's time for the subspace to poll and mailbag.
Hailing frequencies are open.
And Brittany, you didn't need to make any like pun-rific ones because I did. Oh, but I did too this week.
Oh,
Well,
I wanna
you don't
hear
see
them
what I
full.
changed them to. Here, you read yours, and then I'll read mine right after.
I will
yours.
vote. We'll vote someone off the island. I like
yeah,
it.
and
All
like
right.
one at a
Oh,
time.
yes.
So you read the
I
top,
love
and then I'll
that.
read my top.
Okay, so mine was 70% said tingling lobes.
70% said a perfect harmony.
Ooh.
Whose round does that go
Good one,
to?
Julie.
Thematic.
You lost.
Yeah,
He
Brit.
won.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
Oh,
funny
I'm-
because the next one is almost what he said.
I'm screwed. Okay, 22% said the best gift.
22% said it tingled my lobes.
Ooh. Ooh. We're reserving judgment on that one.
You can't reserve judgment.
Ah.
It's a flash poll.
Brittany.
Flash to poll.
Brit.
No, I need to hear the rest.
All right, 4% said rough landing because it landed.
4% said I wasn't sold on it. Poor doll.
Oh.
Wow.
You come up in here, my house, Julian. My jokes.
I concede. I
You
concede.
can
I
take
concede.
that battle. You
Oh,
should have
well, then
known
I can
better.
read the last one since he
Yes.
concedes. I guess 4% could say Crystal was lost.
I actually don't like that one. I'm gonna read mine.
There you go.
4% said profit before friendship.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's better.
Very well. You get one.
Julian.
I get one.
I
I'll
concede
take
1 point.
I'll take one.
Crystal
Poor
was a
doll.
stretch.
One.
Crystal.
Oh boy.
This is like the movie Chef. You come up in my house.
Yeah, no.
Let's get into the mailbag. Who I don't know if everybody's gonna get one because mailbag was late this week, but we'll just go in order until they're done. Hawk, you want to take Jessica's?
Yeah, sure. Jesco wrote, I loved it. Why? Firstly,
We know why. We know why,
That's
Jessica.
dramatic.
It's not like we have a resident Ferengi in our Discord server or anything.
Yeah.
Firstly, the second leg of the show has really found its footing. The plot and dialogue are witty and thoughtful. The character dynamics are really starting to shine, and it's interwoven with the larger Trek lore so well. But let's talk about why I think it deserves all caps. Nandi.
Thank
She's
you.
yeah. She's an awesome continuation of the Ferengi growth we see in DS9, as ruthless as the best of them, and quite good at what she does to rise through the ranks so quickly. Assuming she's about Quark's age, hasn't been too long since Rom took office and the bills of female liberation were passed. I'd like to think out in the Gamma Quadrant, she's bumped into Pell.
I think that she's definitely bumped into Pell.
Just
It had
some
to-
gals being
right?
pals.
Like
I see how it
Ferengi
is.
find each other, right? Like
Yeah.
it had to have happened. Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of other Ferengi, what happened to her crew? A daemon should have underlings, no? Curious to learn more about her, and judging by the end of this episode, she'll be back.
She will be
I
back
believe it.
for sure. 100%. Who's up next?
Draft.
For SMK's draft.
It's me. Smick wrote good episode.
Smick at night.
Wait,
Thank you.
yeah, SMK, can you change your Discord name to Schmick at night, please? Because that would make us all happy.
SMK wrote, good episode, beautiful art, and a valuable lesson. Don't trust capitalist pigs who value money and things over people. Don't trust anyone who values money and things over people.
So that was supposed to be editor's
Thanks,
choice, and
review.
I didn't edit it. And so you just read the same line twice. You just made it a little bit nicer at the end. But I like that it said twice because it's an important
Yeah.
lesson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
learned
trust
Sorry.
No, not your fault. That's my bad. And Havens is for Eric, right?
Oh,
Eric,
yes.
you're up.
Okay. Well, did I do it? Okay, I did. This episode is such an emotional journey for Dahl. Like, I can only imagine what Dahl is thinking as he learned that he was basically sold to the mines.
A
I think
mine.
they all were.
A mine.
They called it a mine.
Mine.
My cousin Balin will give us a royal welcome. It's a tomb.
Man,
This is no
good
mine.
stuff this
It's a
week.
tomb. Bum, 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 bum.
Chaos energy is here. If you are still listening,
I
to
just
this
want to say
Put all
we've
the
lost
rings I
no
fucking
viewers.
want.
We've lost no viewers tonight. So
Wow.
it's been a good
podcast.
night.
Are you drinking as well?
I'm in tears right now. Oh my god.
I would say that 2022 for the podcast has started off really well. These have been like two
Pure
chaotic
chaos.
yet wonderful episodes, and I wouldn't do it with anybody else. I love you guys.
Viewers,
Yay.
viewers, wait for
beware.
Strange New
You're
Worlds
in for a
because
scare.
I think I'll grow into my full potential when
Yep.
Your
Beck
your
is gonna be back
co-star
on
behind
TV,
you.
Giraffe.
baby.
Yeah.
Giraffe.
This
giraffe.
isn't even her final form.
Giraffe, you think you're not in your final form yet? I started this podcast because of Strange New Worlds. Okay.
I know.
It's gonna be
That
so
is
chaotic.
the funniest thing ever. That like every time I
Handsome
see you
Anson
again-
is right here in my hands, courtesy of Eric.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh,
He's
can't believe
right
one of
there.
those made me
Julian.
cry.
Are
Right
those
there.
the
11 p.m. Eric, what are you doing? I'm calling you. You want to start a podcast about Strange New Worlds?
Oh,
Sure.
You're like, okay.
It was like 8:30 at the Vietnamese restaurant, all right? Like,
It was nighttime.
it was nighttime.
He's like, the sun is down. The sky is getting low.
all the
This
vampires
guy was
are
down.
Let's talk about Star Trek.
When the phone rang, Shaka. Guys,
Shaka.
Running
that's
with the
gonna
puzzle.
do it for this
Upon
week's
deaf ears.
episode. We'll be back with a brand new episode of Star Trek Prodigy next week. Join us on our Discord
That
server
may or
directly
may not
following
be PG-13.
this episode for an encore rewatch in our rewatch watch along server, whatever it's called. I've had a lot of beer tonight for episode 107. First Con-tact. We're gonna rewatch it. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be great. For Hawk, for Aaron, for Giraffe, for Brittany, for Eric, I'm Julian. Live long
And
and
Ethan.
prosper. And
And
Ethan.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.